Welcome back to another episode of the Sobacksports podcast, and we're so back with another episode, and we're nearing the tail end, the very tail end of this NFL season, and it's just going to continue to get more crazier as the teams are starting to, get eliminated and make their way into the playoffs. But before we get into that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to the channel, and always remember to like and comment down below. And let's
Mhm.
get into this. This week 17 has been nothing short of, you know, surprises. Um, and listen, you have the yeah, what was it? The Giants screwing themselves over. We have some breaking news well, not breaking news really, but some news in regards to some rumblings in Hallis Hall for the Chicago
Mhm.
Bears side. The playoff picture is starting to take shape. Uh, Ducky Irving on in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. There's a lot to talk about, and we're gonna get into that in the pickums. But to
Yeah.
start off, I've been hearing a lot of things. I don't know if you've been paying attention much, because the Bears have been the Bears.
Mhm.
But there has been some interesting rumors that have been circulating around about Ryan Poles' job security, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see because after this upcoming week is going to be Black Monday, meaning that GMs, head coaches, and coordinators can be let go or usually are fired during that time period when
Mhm.
teams wait till the end of the season to let go their coordinators. Surprisingly, the Chicago Bears did not do that this year, which is, I guess, in a step in the right direction. But we'll
GM
take
though.
whatever. But yeah, it's
Mhm.
and right now Ryan Poles probably might be extended, and that's what it sounds like according to Albert Breer, who's a pretty reliable source when it comes to this stuff. So my question to kind of pose to
Mhm.
you to let you take it forward is: do you think that if Ryan Poles is the GM, that it would dissuade Ben Johnson to join the Chicago Bears? Because Ben Johnson is clearly the overwhelming choice when it comes
Yeah.
to Chicago Bears. I think 9 fans out of 10 will take Ben Johnson because you always have that one person that wants like Vrabel or something like that. So
Yeah.
I guess the floor is yours. I just want you
I
what you
mean,
think.
that's a really good because obviously I'm not Ben Johnson. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking, what he wants. Obviously, there's no reports saying like he wants Ryan Poles. I mean, obviously right now Ben Johnson's focusing on the Lions and going to the Super Bowl. But if we're talking about the Bears, like I think the number one priority is the head coach, right? Because I mean, you already know you got your quarterback. I know he did struggle last week, but I mean, this season it's been an up and down season for Caleb Williams. So you kind of know that you have your quarterback and you can build around him. My thing is, I think the Bears should do whatever it takes to get Ben Johnson. Um, and I don't think Mike Vrabel is a bad option either. I think those two are the really good options because I mean you got to understand Mike Vrabel does have coaching experience, so I wouldn't be mad if the Bears go with Mike Vrabel here. It's not really like a bad choice. I mean he is a defensive minded head coach, so you're gonna have to go through that again. You're gonna have to go through an offensive coordinator, and you're gonna have to hope that Mike Vrabel knows what he's doing when it comes to getting his offensive coordinator. But when we're talking about Ben Johnson, I mean look, obviously Ryan Poles, me and you, we've stated what we think about Ryan Poles. He's had some ups, he's had some downs. I mean, I think he's had more downs than ups, but he's done some good things. I mean, he did fleece the Panthers and get the for the number one overall pick, and we got DJ Moore, you got Darnold Wright off that. You did draft Darnold Wright, which was a good move. I thought at the time was not a good move. I thought getting Jalen Carter was a good move, but that's good. You did draft Gervon Dexter Senior, great pick too. Tyree Stevenson at the time was a good pick. I mean, he's had his sophomore slump. A lot of Bears fans have wrote him off. I think he's had a bad season. I think he'll bounce back, but that's for another conversation. Um, DJ Moore's been fine. I mean, Keenan Allen, okay move. I mean, he's been really a wide receiver 3, but you didn't really go up that much. I mean, you gave up a fourth round pick, but my biggest, concern is free agency, the lack of attention to the defensive line, the lack of attention to the offensive line, and really it's been keeping Matt Eberflus because Matt Eberflus was awful. And I know last season he went 5-2, but my thing is, if you were going to get rid of Justin Fields, your quarterback, that's fine, good move, I guess. You gotta get rid of the coach too. I mean, keeping Matt Eberflus made no sense last season. So the fact that Ryan Poles was okay with that does kind of concern me. And I feel like if you're Ben Johnson, you don't really want a guy that you know, has made some lackluster decisions. If you're getting a new coach, you have a fresh GM, fresh mindset. I think, if it was up to me, I guess you fire Ryan Poles. But again, if Ben Johnson says, I'm only going to take the job if Ryan Poles is fired, then you fire Ryan Poles right then and there. Because, I mean, to be honest, Ryan Poles does not deserve, like, more job security. Like, come on, he's been through. Okay, I understand the first one, 14-game losing streak. Like, the Bears were not supposed to win 2022, but this year, when you had expectations, the fact that you went 4-13, and I know it's also on the players, but I mean, the GM, like, you didn't build the roster right. It's like okay, in my opinion, it's opposite to what the Dallas Cowboys are. Jerry Jones drafts really well. Jerry Jones, at times, not this free agency, but in free agencies, he has gone for players. He's drafted well. He's made a good roster decisions. The players don't play well in big time games. Here is the opposite, where, okay, I understand there's some regression. Some players are regressing, but you've not addressed the trenches. You literally said when you picked up the job, I am going to build through the trenches and we're going to take the North and never give it back. You have not taken the North. You've been the fourth place ever since. Your offensive line has been dead last in so many categories. You're literally, I remember in 2022, your defensive line was so bad that Jaquan Brisker led your team in sacks. Like it's just bad. Like Ryan Poles has to go. But again, it's up to Ben Johnson. I think you have to go with the coach here. I'm fine with either Rabel or Ben Johnson, but if Ben Johnson says Ryan Poles needs to go, Ryan Poles needs to go. But I will not be surprised if the Bears fire Ryan Poles and hire Ian Cunningham or get someone else. I'm fine with that too. But that's my take on this, man. I'm fine with it. I mean, if Ben Johnson wants to keep Ryan Poles, whatever. At the end of the day, I care about the coach, and I want Ben Johnson as their coach. I want either Mike Vrabel or Ben Johnson, so I don't really care. But yeah, me and you have stated that we don't like Ryan Poles. I mean, we don't like what he's done. I mean, really, like he's not done that much. So yeah, I know I rambled a little bit, but floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of nailed it right on the head in terms of that. But there's some parts when it comes to Ryan Poles' job security, because the priority, based on what they're saying, is Ben Johnson. At least that's what it sounds like.
Mm,
But as of
it
new
should be.
rumblings, I kind of wanted to, set the stage for Ben Johnson first. There are other options as well, and that they are considering. I'm not saying our only option is literally Ben Johnson is the number one,
Mm-hmm.
but Ben Johnson say does not interested. McCaskey couldn't convince him enough to join. Um, there have been interest for Brian Flores, unfortunately,
Oh no!
which
Oh hell no!
yeah, it's
If you're
it's
going
just
defensive mind, you go with Mike Vrabel, man. You do not go with Brian Flores. But I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah. My bad.
either way. I don't want a defensive minded head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen enough when it comes to that because time and time again, if you have a young quarterback that you're trying to develop, it does not typically work unless you can find a good offensive coordinator. Will we find that offensive coordinator under Vrabel? It's a very big question mark. It's always been a question mark besides Arthur Smith, not Alex Smith. Um, and it just it's just the same thing because the fact of the matter is the Bears, they're just the thing is, if you want to change an organization, if you want to change the stuff that you've done in the past, you don't continue doing the same thing that
Mm-hmm.
you
For sure.
continue that work did not work in the past. You have Caleb Williams. This is essentially your last shot at it because you lucked. I'll admit, Ryan Bowles lucked into that trade, 100%. Because
Yeah, for sure.
because if the Panthers weren't stupid, which some Panthers fans who are delusional will argue that they fleeced the Bears now because Bryce Young is somewhat
No,
playing kind
no.
of better. Then yeah, listen, good for Bryce. He's playing better, but
No, I like Bryce a lot. I like Bryce a lot, but I don't think he's played. Like I think people are glaze. Like, okay, I'm sorry to say this, but they're glazing Bryce Young, man. Like I
I
like him a
know, I
lot.
know.
I really do. I really want him to succeed, but come on, man. Like he's averaging 187 yards a game, bro. Like I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and he has like
Like
one or
I
two
know his
good
team's not good.
throws. But I'm just
Nah,
saying,
yeah.
like at the end of the day, Ryan Poles has done some good. It's just that for the sake of the process, because you're
Hmm.
not say the management not changing whatsoever. You have to get started from scratch again. Because if you have a lame duck GM now, that's another issue. Because this is your last year. And the thing is,
Yeah.
it never bodes, it doesn't sit well with me that Kevin Warren is helping. Kevin Warren, listen, hasn't been, is not a ball nowhere. It's not like has never been a player, at least from for as far as I know, and is not
Hmm.
like well versed when it comes to like personnel and operations when it comes to a football team creation
Hmm.
wise. So the fact of the matter is him taking bigger role in the head coaching process, hiring process, the personnel process, the draft process is a little bit of a red flag to me. And that's all these antics are just so that they can keep Ryan Poles. But then you're kind of digging yourself into a hole when Ben Johnson
Hmm.
comes. Because how does that look to Ben Johnson? That you're going to stoop to anything to, be mediocre, or you have extra interference at the top level. That doesn't bode well if I'm Ben Johnson. Like, you got to take that into consideration because the Bears as an organization have never done anything the
Hmm.
normal way. Normal and franchises don't do this stuff. Don't do these things out of order or don't cling onto the old ways of things because like it or not, the Chicago Bears, even when they drafted Caleb Williams, got Rome Odunze, like on the surface level, it does seem like they're moving into a new direction. Even Colin Cowherd, who I really like talking about, he even had a good point sometimes, where he was like, the Chicago Bears are moving in the direction of offense, but little did he know that the undertones when it comes to a good management and addressing the offensive line were something that they left out completely. They tried to address it by bringing in like instead of for like a steel wall, they brought in wood essentially. With fifth and sixth round,
Hmm.
maybe even sometimes seventh round replacements from the practice squad to be your offensive line to help with Caleb Williams. And keep in mind, Caleb Williams
Yeah,
has had a musical chairs when it comes to his offensive line, and
for
that
sure.
does not help. That does definitely not help your rookie quarterback when it comes to gaining rapport with your
Yeah.
offensive line and getting a rhythm when it comes to the season. So going back to the main point, I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that Ben Johnson has to consider, like from the Ben Johnson's perspective. But for the Bears' sake, I really hope that they take this as the last because this offseason, if they mess it up in any capacity, which unfortunately it sounds like they're about to because I feel like even if they're saying that they'll fire Ryan Poles, I feel like they'll somehow retain him. It sounds like they're gonna extend him, and it just sounds
I
like we're
just
gonna make. It's just not gonna hire Ben Johnson.
okay.
That might be
Here's
my
my
gut
thing with that.
feeling. I don't know. What do you
Okay,
think?
yeah, that's honestly like a good gut feeling because it's the Bears, but I just think they're like. I, Here's my thing with Ben Johnson. Okay, I like Ben Johnson. I think he could be good for us. It's just like you're taking a like I know that we should be taking risks, right? Like this is a franchise, like,
It's
but
an easy pick.
with
It's like
Mike
genuinely a
Vrabel, with
layup.
okay, no, I get it, but I think with Mike Vrabel, the argument for Mike Vrabel is he has experience in the playoffs. He did. He took Ryan
Well, I
Tannehill to the playoffs. I mean,
look before that,
like,
before you get into that though. I mean,
yeah.
let me just quickly talk about that because the word experience gets thrown out there. Like, yes, I agree. He has had coaching experience and all that, but
Mhm.
you got to keep in mind coordinators nowadays, especially a hot commodity like Ben Johnson, who his schemes are unique to himself. And the thing is, with
But
like
okay, my thing
coaches
with
like
his
that,
right. Uh-huh. No, sorry,
it,
sorry.
it's
Say
it's
my thing.
very rare because it it's almost reminiscent of the Mike Shanahan, not Kyle Shanahan, the Mike Shanahan tree when it comes to coaching. His son, Kyle
Mhm.
Shanahan, Matt LaFleur. Trying to remember the other ones that why I can only
Kevin,
remember Matt LaFleur. Oh, Kevin was it Kevin O'Connell as well? No,
but he
it
wasn't
was like
McVay. Never mind, he's McVay.
McVay trees Kevin O'Connell. Oh, Sean McVay as well from that tree as well. He like
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah. No, no, that makes sense.
coordinators.
I agree with you. I agree with you. No, I think Ben Johnson could be good. Like you're right. Like he could be
No,
good.
I just
Sorry.
think that it's different because people are thinking like, oh, this is just another Matt Nagy hire, or no, because first of all,
No, no, no.
first of all, Chicago Bears every single coaching cycle. Adam Rank even put it out saying that we all, or not Adam Rank, what's his name? Kyle Brandt made a very great point, like on Good Morning Football, saying the Chicago Bears don't go with the first option. They always go with like the fifth, sixth, maybe seventh option. They go with the option that's out of left field. Because
I
when it
just
comes to Eberflus was not the main choice. Like he was just out of left field. No one thought that he was going to be our head coach. Genuinely, I didn't even expect that because Eberflus was unexpected. John Fox was unexpected. Mark Trestman, like we were supposed to hire Ron Rivera, or
yeah,
no,
but
Bruce
also here's my
Arians.
thing.
Bruce
Here's my
Arians.
thing. Here's my thing. No. Here's my thing. Right, with all those things, did you have a quarterback, like an intriguing quarterback? I mean, no, like I no, like I'm being serious. Like I like Justin Fields, but was he really a Caleb Williams? I mean, look, was was Mr. Trubisky ever a Caleb Williams? Like no, like I think a lot of coaches have seen Caleb Williams make some crazy stuff. He's played pretty good this season. I think there are going to be coaches that want to coach here, right? But my thing with Mike Vrabel is I'm just trying to make this point that like Mike Vrabel isn't a bad option. I would not be mad if we go with Mike Vrabel because Mike Vrabel, no, okay, like whether you like it or not, he has made it to the AFC Championship with Mike. Wait, so what's the name? Ryan Tannehill. Sorry, Ryan Tannehill. Okay, and he's a leader of men. He knows how to like. I know we've heard that thing before, but
But it doesn't
he.
mean anything. We've always
But
hired
what if? Okay,
leader of men. It's like
no, I get
every
it.
single
I get
article
it.
that came out when it comes to Chicago Bears,
But I
every
no,
single
but
person.
I've seen him succeed with a worse quarterback. Like I know they had King Henry, but come on. Like that Tennessee Titans team was not that good, and he went to the one seed, and then he also made it to the AFC Championship. He lost because he played Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. I'm just saying this, like it's not a bad option if we go with. I just don't think it's a seventh or fifth option. Like I think Mike Vrabel is a very good option. I think if you
But it,
don't get if Ben Johnson goes to the Jags, I think it's fine if you get Mike Vrabel. I mean, I would much rather have that than Brian Flores or like I don't even know who else. Pete Carroll. Like I'd rather have
oh
that. Like,
god, if we get those two, I'm seriously like considering like oh
well,
no,
I
like
know that if we get Brian
genuinely.
Flores, our I know. Okay, I'll say this: if we get Brian Flores, our defense is gonna be crazy. I just don't know what our offense would be, man. I just
Offense is
don't know
gonna be
what. I
horrible.
think our offense will
Like
be. It's gonna be
it,
horrible. It's just gonna be like 2018. He's gonna try to recreate the 2018 Bears, where like our
yeah.
offense is like mediocre, but our defense is like elite. But here's my thing: I'm tired of that. I want a good offense. So look, if whether it's look again, I am on the side that we go for Ben Johnson. We take that risk. But if let's just say Ben Johnson doesn't come to the Bears, I think Bears fans should be okay with Mike Vrabel as our head coach because Mike Vrabel has the experience. He knows how to win. Whether you like it or not, his record as a head coach is amazing. I don't know why he got fired in 2023. It made zero sense. I think Mike Vrabel is a solid option to become the Chicago Bears head coach. But again, we're all rooting for Ben Johnson to be our coach, and I hope and pray to God that Ben Johnson's our coach. And if Ryan Poles has to be the scapegoat, then so be it. It just, you know what this reminds me of the Ryan Poles situation too? It just reminds me of Justin Fields, man. Like, okay, Ryan Poles, you're all right, but there's a better option, which is the head coach of Ben Johnson. Justin Fields, you're all right as a quarterback, but there's a better option in Caleb Williams. So you have to, Ryan Poles, you made that decision yourself. Now it's your turn to be part of that decision. And I think that if the Bears end up going with Ben Johnson, Ryan Poles will be fired. But I
I
am
really
okay
hope
with
so.
the Bears, or I'm okay with the Bears. Let's just say Ben Johnson goes to the Jags. I'm okay with the Bears going for Mike Vrabel. I mean, it's better than going for the other options. It is. But
It
you
is.
definitely put all your eggs in the basket um for what's it called, Ben Johnson. But if I'm Ben Johnson, why am I considering the Jags? I'm sorry, the Jags are like the Bears are way better situation than the Jags, man. I'm sorry, I like T Law a lot, but it's really hard to win with a max contract player. It is. It really is. I mean, Caleb Williams is a rookie contract. You can build a team and you can build a culture and win. Like you can go win a Super Bowl or like okay or have winning like a winning seasons with a rookie quarterback rather than go to the Jags and like trying to change something there. I don't know. I don't see it, man. I don't see him.
No, yeah.
I think he's bluffing. I think he's going to be the Bears coach. He's just trying to say, "Oh, I might, accept this offer or I might accept that offer." I think he's bluffing, man. I think he genuinely wants to be with Caleb. And again, I don't know Brian Flores sorry, I don't know Ben Johnson personally, but if he joins us, that'd be great, man.
Yeah. It just at this point he has the energy, his ability on the field with a good team. Like, listen,
Yeah,
he can have full rate. And my issue, my concern is that the way he'll be turned off from this team is the lack of control of personnel. That's literally what will make or break because
yeah.
he needs that. Otherwise, his ability and his scheming will be tough. And the thing
I
is,
think the McCaskey should
Ryan,
just back off, man. Just take your
I
money and
wish.
just sit in your chair, man. Just like I don't understand. Okay, if I'm the McCaskies, like why do I care about making personal decisions? I'm being so serious. Like I'm making like you're making billions of millions of dollars a year. Like let's just let people who know football do it. Like I never understood that, and I guess I'll never will understand it because the McCaskies are the McCaskies, but it just never made sense to me. Like why don't you just let the GMs, the people you hired, make the football decisions rather than you? Like George, back off. Like sit in your chair, get your loot, and just be happy that your team is taking the right direction instead of always making bad, mediocre, ill advised decisions. But I think we talked a little bit. I don't know. We talked a little too much about the Bears, man. But we're giving them a little too much attention. But um, it is what it is. I mean,
I just something to kind of like bring to light really the best offense of all time. The Lions have scored 40 plus points with zero turnovers in 5 of their games this season. Most in a
yeah,
single season in NFL history. And if that
that's
doesn't get
really.
you hyped for anything when it comes to him curating a team, because listen, say what you want about the Bears roster right now.
But
It's
okay,
only an
also it's also
offensive
Dan
line.
Campbell too, man. Like Dan Campbell, you
Bro,
gotta give him some love too.
oh yeah, of course. Like he makes the call, but the scheming is
Yeah,
obviously Ben Johnson.
yeah, for sure,
He
for sure.
trusts Ben Johnson enough to make this work.
Dude,
Um,
dude, Ben Johnson's our coach, man. Darnold Wright's gonna get a touchdown, man.
dude, I'll live for that,
Darnold
man.
Wright
I
gets us a
need that.
touchdown.
I genuinely need that because but you know,
Just
Will
don't do a
Campbell.
fullback dive with. Do not do a fullback dive with. What's the name
Doug
again?
Kramer.
Doug Kramer. Please don't do that.
Yeah, I think he'll figure out
Yeah,
a better way to do that. I think it will work. It's just that the way they scheme or the Bears schemed it last year was or this year was just nah, it's not
I.
working.
Well, speaking
I
of Caleb Williams, his interception streak ended sadly. But it is what it is. He tried to win the game, and you know,
It's fine. He
I'm not
didn't
really,
really
I'm not
lose
mad
that
about
game.
that.
To be fair, like when people are like, "Oh, he lost that game," like at the end, it's like,
Dude, they're just haters,
dude, he was
man.
just chucking it up on fourth and
It's
long.
fine.
Like,
Like people at the end of the day, they can ride with Jaden right now. He deserves it. He's played fine. He's played amazing actually. What? We'll revisit this after next season when we get Ben Johnson and this team gets better. People are gonna realize that Caleb Williams was and always will be the number one pick of this draft and will be the best player in this draft, man. I mean, it happens, man. These rookie quarterbacks sometimes have these anomaly seasons and then get brought back to earth. CJ Stroud, perfect example.
you know what's insane to me? I think the term "bust" is really misused nowadays. Because I came
Hmm.
across one post that it was like I think a FanDuel question, and it was like about Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well,
And
okay, that's crazy.
hold on, one second. I
You
want to
know how
try
I feel about
finding.
Marv. Y'all know that I got Marvin right here, man. So I tried to Sobacksports. He got me this Marvin Harrison Jr. thing. But you know how I feel about Marv, man. He ain't a
Oh, okay.
bust,
I
bro.
found it. I found it. I found it. Let me share this instead. All right. The term
He ain't a
bust has
bust.
been. Hold on. Let me read this. Marvin Harrison Jr. this season, 822 receiving yards, fifth among rookies. 57 receptions, sixth among rookies. 110 targets, fourth among rookies. 7 touchdowns, second among rookies. Has he been a
Yeah.
bust?
How's he a bust? Like no, like
Just
they
because.
literally said all those stats. How's that a bust? That's amazing
No, I
stats.
know.
He's a
I know.
rookie.
I, that's what I'm saying. I feel like the term bust is genuinely misused nowadays. Because unless you literally have like a 4,000, CJ Stroud's season, I think genuinely skewed everyone's perception on what a rookie quarterback should be. Because
But
let's face
okay,
it,
even see this route. Like, did he go crazy? I'm being so serious. Did he actually go crazy though? Like, he
no,
had
he did. He
23
got
touchdowns.
4,000 yards in his first season,
Oh no, that's crazy. That's
4,100.
good. That's good.
That's
That's good.
insane. Like that's the thing. If you don't get like, because the thing is, Malik Neighbors got 1,000 yards. Brian Thomas Jr. got 1,000 yards. I forgot what other rookie got 1,000 yards. I feel like there's another one. It's just slipping out of my hand.
Brock Bowers, but he's a tight end.
Oh, Brock Bowers, tight end, got 1,000 yards this season. And then Marvin and like Roma Dunze and all that stuff like didn't reach 1,000, but
Well,
they're like,
Rome is
is he a
understandable.
bust?
Well, see, here's the thing: you can't really say Rome because Rome's understandable. He came to the season being wide receiver 3. He also has to
Mhm.
compete against DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and he also has a rookie quarterback. Like Rome is understandable. The fact that he has 700 yards is saying that he's actually crazy. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy that he has 700 yards and he's already overtaken Keenan Allen too. So my opinion, Rome is not about. He should not even be anywhere near Marvin and bust in the same category is just crazy. And I'm been watching a lot of Cardinals games. It's most of the time Marvin's open and Kyler does not throw him the ball. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He does not throw him the ball. Like Kyler, you better get right next season, bro. I think Kyler and Marvin have to get in the lab, and I think the chemistry is off between both of them. But yeah, Marvin is not a bust whatsoever. I mean,
it
they're just trying to
genuinely.
rage bait, but I
I
don't
know,
know.
but like I feel like I feel like that's a microcosm to like general NFL fan bases nowadays because we seeing it with Caleb Williams. The expectations of him. Trying to emulate what's he on paper. Caleb had a good season on paper, statistically had a good season. You can take if you include the sacks, maybe not, but and the record too. But record at the end of the day, in my opinion, is not a quarterback stat, no matter what case it
Yeah.
is. I'm talking about looking at it from the perspective of the quarterback and how
Well,
he performed.
just to
I
push
think
back on that, it kind of does matter. It kind of does matter if you're costing your team to lose a game, but I don't
it,
think Caleb's really costing the
Caleb
team to
has
lose the
not
game.
genuine, except for maybe the Texans game, and I forgot there's
But
like
okay,
another
like
game. I'm
again,
pretty sure.
like I don't. Okay, here's my thing with the Caleb thing. It's like I don't really judge rookie. Like I don't really care about his first like 3 games or 4 games. Man, he's just getting used to the league.
Right.
Um,
It's just crazy. It's like a microcosm to how it because Caleb on paper, take away that he's a number one overall pick. with a dysfunctional organization. Don't even need to include that. 3,400 yards to start
I mean,
your
he has
season.
3,400.
Or hold on, let me see. Caleb.
I think he's 3,297 or something. I think okay, he has 3.2 thousand, but he has one more game to play.
No, he has 3,393 passing yards. He has, okay, essentially 3,400 passing yards, 7 away.
Okay, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah.
And with one game to spare. So, in a nutshell, he doesn't have to, just because CJ Stroud reached 4,000 in his rookie season, like, that shouldn't take it away that Caleb is a bust or like
Yeah.
Caleb didn't do
I
good
mean,
this season. It's
no, no,
it's
for sure, for
genuinely
sure.
it because the thing is, look at it. Caleb has broken so many records, multiple 300-yard games for a rookie quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Four.
4 games, 4 games he's had 300 plus
And one of
yards.
them is okay. No, one. Okay, two of them are against divisional rivals, and one of them against the number one defense in the Vikings.
Exactly. And but that was during those 2 times, the 3 division games. That's when the team was actually like put together. There was a good defense, whatever, same
Mhm.
thing. But they were still losing games, but it was like out of Caleb's control. So you got to take that into consideration. He is not nowhere near. Like, why are we jumping to a conclusion
I mean, I don't think
so
anybody
quickly
said he's a bust.
nowadays?
I generally don't think anyone with a brain cell would think he's a bust. He's not. He's
Right,
definitely, in my opinion, he's still pick number one. He is.
right.
He's still the first overall pick. Like Jaden is. It's cute. Like it's cool that you were having a great year, but no, we don't base on. Okay, the quarterback is not selected to be the number one pick off of 1 year. It's the duration of their career, right? Mac Jones was amazing his first year. And how did that work out?
Mm-hmm.
Played
DJ
played bad
Stroud
and
has a sophomore
no, no,
slump
okay.
right now.
Stroud, I
Like,
feel like
I
I
know.
don't
I'm
know.
just saying. like in a
Yeah, I know what you mean.
kind
I
of
know what
like
you
an
mean.
analogy
Yeah.
kind of sense. Like, you can't just because we were, including me. Like, I'm guilty of this because I was writing the hype. I was already putting out like TJ Stroud a top 8, top 6 quarterback in the NFL, but after, like, before this season, and then this season happened, and we're
Mhm.
like, oh, coming down to earth a little bit because
Hey
I'm having a great
guys,
offensive line.
is there a
Everyone's saying
conversation? Is there a conversation for Caleb Williams being better than CJ Stroud after next season? He's having a better
I
season
think
right
that's still
now.
too early. I don't think that's a
I'm
conversation
just
right
saying
now.
it is. Like, hey, look. After the sunning moment, I'm just saying. Hey, look,
But
I
to
like
be
CJ.
fair,
I really
one
do.
one continues to win, and the other one is like
Yeah, but
statistically
also
it
one
don't
has
make
a
sense.
better team. Like I'm sorry, like the Texans have a better team, but okay, that's besides the point. I'm just saying, like, no, I was kidding. I think CJ's better, but this season, Caleb's been playing better. I look at the stats wise, he is like it's not even close. But um, I think I think Caleb Williams, like, I'm no worry about him, bro. I think he's gonna be fine. Like, dude, like, who cares, man? It's his rookie season. Peyton Manning had like Peyton Manning played terrible his rookie season. He's a Hall of Famer. Who cares about the rookie seasons? Rookie seasons, in my opinion, and it's not like Caleb's having a terrible rookie season. He's having a good rookie season. He's a fifth all time in Bears history already. He's already the greatest Bears quarterback ever. Okay, I'm not saying greatest, but best quarterback we've ever seen in the Bears, bro. Like, I just think that like people overestimated how good this team was. It really wasn't that good. If you look at the offensive line, it was not good. Head coach, not good. And you already lost right there. If your team does not have a good offensive line and not a good coach, you are screwed. You are screwed before the season even started. So I'm sorry. Caleb Williams is still a really good quarterback, guys. You guys can have your rage bait and say that he's a bust. We could care less. Bears fans will always stay loyal to Caleb Williams, man. He's gonna be a fantastic quarterback. And this is also coming from a Justin Fields fan, man, who really wanted Fields to stay on the team. But after this season, there's no way I can go back to that take. I think Caleb Williams is the guy, and I feel like we need to be patient. Rookie quarterback is a quarterback success is a patience thing, and Caleb Williams just needs the right person to be with him, man. And I hope the Bears finally take this seriously, go get the right guy and build your team with Caleb Williams. But no, Caleb Williams is not a bust. Marvin is not a bust. I think this draft class, 2024 draft class, might go down as one of the greatest draft classes when we look
Yeah.
back in the next 5 to 10 years, man. We're gonna look back and like, oh my god. these studs. I mean, people said that about the 2021 draft class, and look, I think Fields and Trevor Lawrence can be good with the quarterbacks. I think the other quarterbacks are kind of screwed, but I think Fields and Trevor Lawrence can be pretty good. But if you're talking about the 2021 draft class, I mean, Devonta Smith was pretty good. Jalen Waddle is decent. I mean, he's a good wide receiver too. But the really two studs in that draft class is Pat Surtain, who's probably the best corner in the league, and Micah Parsons, who's a top 3 edge rusher in the league. So if you really look at it, the 2021 draft class was really, I mean, they have some good players. I'm probably missing some players right now, but if we really talk about the 2021 draft class was really, really good, but I just don't think like when we look back, the 2024 draft class would be one of the best draft classes we've ever seen. And especially when it comes to the quarterbacks, man. I think all these quarterbacks are
and
been
wide
put to good
receivers.
situations. Yeah, wide receivers too. I really think
Hmm.
that Brian Thomas Jr. might be the best one in the draft class, but I do think that Marvin Harrison Jr., Roma Dunze, and Malik Neighbors will also be really, really good. So I'm really,
Yeah,
really confident. Bus is just crazy, man.
yeah. Like I'm comparing both Andrew Luck's rookie season, to Caleb's rookie season. Andrew Luck had 23 touchdowns to 18 interceptions with a 64 QBR, and Caleb has 19 touchdowns with a game left to spare. Okay, but back then they played 16
I
games,
don't
so
really care
let's
about
say.
QBR. Who cares about
But for
QBR,
some
man?
reason, that's an actual thing. Because the thing is, there's always a double
Pass
standard
rating,
with
maybe. Pass
and
rating, maybe, but QB, no one cares about that.
yeah. It's kind of dumb to be honest. But you know,
So one
then
second.
again, I feel like there's like a double standard when it comes to like judging quarterbacks. If a media doesn't like or like doesn't like a quarterback or finds another quarterback more, you know, clickbaity, like Jaden Daniels, Drake May, they'll find any way to bash whatever quarterback is
I
like
mean,
still doing well but not good enough. They'll find some way to
like,
do it because
I'm tired of this Drake May thing, man. I'm tired of the Drake May. Like, I think Drake May is a fine quarterback. Like, I really do. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll generally be a good quarterback for the Patriots. But to say he's better than Caleb and like to say you're way more impressed with him like this season, I'm not saying you're like there's some people that are saying that.
no,
It's
yeah.
just you don't know ball. You just don't know ball. Like Drake May, like let me bring up his stats. I remember his stats were not that good. Like they're not that good. Like I think he's gonna be fine. I think he'll be a really good quarterback for them. I don't think he's gonna be Tom Brady, obviously, but like his last game against the Chargers, 54% completion, 117 touchdown, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. His season, his completion percentage actually is pretty good, 66%. Noted he's played less games. He's had 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 88.3 rating. Like, how is that better than Caleb? I'm sorry. How is that better than him? That's not better than Caleb. The only guy I could
Yeah.
say right now is better right now is Jaden Daniels. That's it. That's it.
Hmm.
And that's just because of his 1 year. I'm still thinking that talent wise, as a quarterback, I'm still taking Caleb, man. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Right. Yeah, Caleb, listen, say what you want about him. Like he,
There's
he'll
jealous
ball
that they
out.
don't have a quarterback like him, man. They're
Yeah,
jealous. Like, look, I'm just saying, like, Bo Nix is fine, but he's not a Caleb. He's not special. Like, he's not. He is going to be a fine quarterback in the league. He's going to be a good quarterback in the league. When it's all said and
yeah.
done, people are going to remember all this, and they're going to say Caleb Williams was a dog, and they're going to say
Hmm.
that, man. I promise you guys that he will still. When we do this redrafts and like how like people do like NBA redrafts, and then they're like, oh, this guy sucked, but then he ended up being really, really good.
Hmm.
It's like that. Like people are bashing Trey Young, and Trey Young's actually really, really good now, and he's like a top 2 pick now in the draft. I know he went
Yeah.
5, but I'm just saying. All right, you want to
No,
go to the
yeah.
pickums?
Yeah, I mean, like I did pretty solid, 10-4, even though I
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't do pickums
pick
this
two
week.
games. But some crazy ones. I think like were I don't know why I picked the
No, let's
Cardinals.
go. Let's
I
go.
just thought it'd be an
Let's go.
upset.
Let's go through all the games.
I mean, let's go to thumb games because I think we're about to run out of time soon. But
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Indianapolis Colts, the big one. Colts fans, no one won this game. Let's be really honest with ourselves. Like, no one won this game. Giants fans
Wait,
won
wait.
this game. They
I have a
lost out on
question.
the first overall pick.
I have a question. Shane Steichen, right? Wasn't he the offensive coordinator for the Eagles in 2022?
Yep.
Okay, so my question is like going back to this is like, do you think Shane Steichen? No, I was really quickly. Do you think Shane Steichen's a good coach? Like, no, I'm being serious. Like, do you think he's a good coach?
This year, probably not. I
No,
think
no, no, like
like
as an overall coach, like body of work. Do you think he's a good coach?
body of work. I mean, his body of work is kind of small, but
But he's like he's got 2 years.
he's all right.
Okay, so the thing is, right? I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that good. I mean, running on 3rd and 8 is just crazy. I was
That's
laughing when you
good.
ran. You no, no, no. But here's my thing. Shane Steichen was okay. Would you say he was a good like a really, really good offensive coordinator in 2022 with the Eagles?
Yeah, they were the reason
Okay,
why they went
so
so
my thing
far.
with yeah. So my thing is, doesn't that remind you of Ben Johnson just a little bit? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like he reminds you a
No,
little bit
because
about him.
no, because Shane Steichen wasn't there that long. He was only there for like a year or a year and a half. And
Ben's been there
Ben
for only 2 years,
Johnson
I
has
thought,
been there
right?
since 2019. That's the only difference.
Oh,
Ben
okay. Never
Johnson
mind. Never
has
mind. Never mind.
curated this offense for over years, like
I'm just saying,
years.
like, yeah, maybe you might be
That's
right.
the reason
I'm
why
just
he's such a hot commodity now. Like that, because compared, that's why people are making such a high emphasis on getting Ben Johnson right now
mhm.
because of what he's done with Detroit. How he's been able to curate that offense, how he's been able to increase the offensive line depth wise, and his
Oh
play
God.
calling to that. So
I'm
look at
just
this.
looking this
Like
tankathon. I'm looking at this tankathon, dude. We're like the highest.
Giants, like it
We're the
kind of
highest streak out
insane.
of all of them.
Like, yeah, we have the because the Giants lost, the Bears have the longest losing streak
Oh
now
my
in the
God.
NFL right now. But kind of insane. Like the Colts allowed the Giants to put up 45 points this game. Insane
At
times for
home.
them. Drew Lock is had a great game, but fans hate it because that screwed them out of getting the number one overall pick, which now belongs to the team that they beat twice in the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots, and they currently
Well,
hold that losing that record.
I mean,
Um,
it sucks.
they're
It
gonna lose
sucks.
next game.
But okay, here's my thing with the Giants. It sucks, but you can trade up. You can trade up. If you
I
really
don't think
want
they
to, you can
will.
trade up.
I don't think it's a good idea, in my opinion, because it's like for
You
Shador
get
Sanders
Cam
or
Ward.
Travis
No,
Hunter.
just get Cam Ward. Just get Cam Ward.
Is it worth? Cam Ward is not worth trading up, dude. It, I don't think
Yes,
he
he
is.
is. No, no, but here's the thing with the Giants, you have to because the thing with the Giants is okay. So my thing with the Giants is last year you had the chance to get Michael Penix, Drake May. I mean, I don't think the Patriots are ever going to get up that 3rd pick. So you had the chance to get Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, and Bo Nix, and all those prospects. You didn't get that. You went with you went with what's it called?
Malik Willis.
Sorry, you went with Daniel Jones. Okay. Well, this year you sucked, and you have a 3-win season. If you don't get a quarterback in this draft class, you're screwed. Because I get a free agency
Personally,
is a thing, but you really trust Sam Darnold? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. If Sam Darnold does not have a good situation, he's screwed. Like, you're not gonna get another quarterback in the free agency to revive this team. You have to trade up. You have to give some hope to the fans. You have to rebuild and you have to start off with the quarterback. Like you have to.
I don't know.
Like
I think that personally, because I think that
you
Brian
think you're gonna
Dable,
wait another year?
based on reports, I think Brian Dable's job is done there, or his time is done there.
Yeah. If he's done, they're gonna have to trade up for a quarterback.
They don't have to necessarily trade up though. I feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that they can use like veteran presence because right now they're
Like
not ready
who?
to compete. They're really not ready to compete. They tried to go all in with Daniel
No,
Jones and
but they're
say,
not. Okay, no, 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 no. No, but getting a rookie quarterback does not mean you're gonna compete. You gotta start
I think that
somewhere. And if
first, it, it it's tough because it's like I don't think, given the current situation for the Giants, it's responsible of them to trade up because Shador, Cam Ward, both of them aren't necessarily like guaranteeing you anything. anything whatsoever
But
because
okay,
they're
so
not
that's
both
like
that
saying
good.
that's like
That's the
no,
thing.
no.
I'd rather
Shredder's pretty
you
good.
stay where you are or trade down because you got to keep in mind that's the thing the Bears had to do first, and that's what most teams do.
But you
Build
had
a
a no, no, no. But no. So you cannot change. You cannot like you can't agree with that because the Bears situation was different. They had a quarterback that was okay, not great, but he was pretty good. He was showing some promise, and they
yeah,
traded the pick. And Bryce Young and CJ Stroud at the time was not like okay, for sure you have to draft him. No, here, like, I just feel like the Giants have been dodging this thing. We're like, okay, we want to keep Daniel Jones. Do we keep Daniel Jones? Do we not? I think you have to go with the quarterback here, man. If you leave the draft without a quarterback, I mean, like, okay, let's be honest. Who are you getting free agency, man?
I mean they're definitely options. I don't know off the top of my head besides Sam Darnold, and I mean if Sam Darnold
But
doesn't
okay,
re-sign with the Vikings, but
Sam Darnold, you think he's coming to the Giants and having a decent season?
it all depends on the coaching too. But listen, I'm just saying there's like they're definitely uh, draft capital is especially with how they've dealt, in the past. Like I think
Wait. Who does Tennessee play next week? Who does Tennessee play next week?
honestly I have no idea. I have to check that.
Well, let me
But
check it. You keep this, bro. I'll check it. But Tennessee plays
Tennessee
someone like
plays
it.
Texans. It's all division games next week, so it doesn't really make yeah. It's all division games.
Oh, Texans are probably gonna beat them, bro.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
so
I'm saying.
Tennessee's
Like
probably gonna stay 3-14. Patriots, who
Cleveland's
do
gonna
they
lose to
play?
the Steelers, I think. So or no, the Steelers. The Bengals,
The Bengal. No, the Ravens.
the Ravens. Okay, okay. So at the end of the day, man, that's just me. I think that I don't think they're worth enough to trade up for. Like genuinely, I don't think
But my thing is,
they're
you
worth all right.
had the number one pick. My thing
You
is,
had it, but
you
now you don't.
can't. But the
You
Pats are
don't.
okay.
You
The
don't now. It's not
Patriots.
worth it. You know how much New England will
So
like
you're telling
stand?
me that they should get someone else like a Will Johnson or someone like no, they should go definitely with a player like they need someone from the offense because look, if they don't get a quarterback, Malik Neighbors is gonna get pissed.
It's only
No,
if the
I'm sorry,
second.
he will. No,
Like
it doesn't
no, I
matter.
agree.
Malik Neighbors
But
has
to be
already
fair,
shown you.
Malik Neighbors, like that's not true because Malik Neighbors, right? It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't necessarily mean because he's able to get 1,000 plus yards with four different quarterbacks. Like that's
Yeah,
I don't
and
think we
that's
cannot
showing
be
you
like
how of a stud is he. No, that's showing how a
yeah,
stud he is. You
right.
have
But it
to go
doesn't
with the
mean
quarterback.
throw caution to the wind, getting rid of all your picks just to trade up and
No, you
get
won't. Okay, I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. It's
because the
really like
Patriots,
to
the
trade up.
Tennessee Titans, and the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland has no room. I mean, they'll demand so much for you to move to third, or they'll Tennessee will demand so much to move second.
My
New
thing is,
England,
are the Cleveland Browns? Okay, my thing is, I think the Giants can still get a quarterback here. I'm just looking at the picks. Like, I don't think Cleveland's gonna choose a quarterback. They
maybe.
got Deshaun, right? And I think the
Unfortunately,
Patriots are gonna pick Travis Hunter number one.
no.
I don't know
It
why they
says
have Cameron Ward.
Travis Hunter, Shadur, Cam Ward goes to. So then they'll get Will Johnson or some.
Like, I just think that you end the draft with Will Johnson. Giants fans will be pissed. Like, you cannot end the draft with that, man. You just can't. You
I don't
have
know.
to go with a quarterback.
I don't know. It's up to them. I
You can't.
genuinely,
No, you
I
cannot
genuinely
like
don't think.
have another season. You cannot have another season where you have like Tommy Cutlets playing. Like you just can't.
I don't
Just
know. I
can't,
think they
man.
can afford it because like right now they're not competing anyways. So it's like start the rebuild again because you're gonna have a new coach anyways. So you have to like really retool this entire team because that team that went to the playoffs and beat the Vikings like that's no longer a thing anymore. No Saquon Barkley.
I think you're generally underrating how good Cameron could be, bro. He could be pretty good, man.
I don't know. He could. I'm not saying, but I don't know if he'll be good on the Giants.
I think you're
Like
like comparing him as like Kenny Pickett, man. Like I
no,
really
I don't
think that
think
like
I don't think he's a Kenny Pickett. I just think like he's not like gonna like overcome the
Maybe I don't
franchise
know.
woes. I don't know.
Shador could be good too. Like I don't know. Like they could all be good quarterbacks, man.
Yeah,
Okay, let's talk about the Bucks. Let's start with the Bucks, man.
the Bucks. Ducky
Bake
Irving.
show, bake
Yeah,
show.
had needed to win this game. Plus, also the Commanders to win, and they did. Jaden Daniels, man. Like we talked about him earlier. Like dude balled out.
Wait,
Dude, dude.
real quick, guys. Real quick before we get into Jay Daniels. Do we put Baker Mayfield in the MVP conversation, man? Does he
No.
at least get to be in
He'll
the
be like
ballot?
top
Does he at
10.
least get? Can he at least be in the ballot? He's tied in second for touchdowns this season.
Yeah, let's see a Baker stats. Baker
He
Mayfield.
has 3 rushing touchdowns, 39 passing touchdowns. He has 42. You know how much LeBron has? 44.
Four
And he has one more
thousand.
rushing touchdown.
Wow, 4,279 touch
Like, can we put
yards.
Baker Mayfield? Like, can we put Baker Mayfield in the play? Can we put him in the MVP conversation, man? Because he deserves to be in one, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he could be very well, but he doesn't. He lost too many games. I feel too.
No,
Unfortunately,
no, I get it. He's not gonna win it. He should not win it. But I mean, if I was a voter, I would vote for him. But I'm
dude,
just
he ran
saying,
for five
Baker.
touchdowns, back to back 300-yard games as well. All right, rating of 153.0, like a near perfect passer rating. Like, God, this dude is a
Dude,
baller, man. Like, I
dude,
love him in
guys.
Tampa. Like, Tampa got a good one. Genuinely, it's so great to see him and Sam Darnold, like both team
Oh
players
no!
that
Stop
were
it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! No,
no,
this is where
I'm
you
saying
ruined it,
both
bro. You
players
ruined
that
it.
were on the Panthers at one point, together,
God,
castaways
Sam Darnold.
essentially, and now thriving in their respective situations. I'm not saying that one's better than the other. I'm just saying like, you know, it's really nice to see, and it's Baker.
It's cute
I
for
really
Sam
hope he
Darnold,
makes.
man. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute, man. But when Baker beats you in the first round, I don't want to hear it from any Vikings fans, bro. I don't want to hear it. JJ McCarthy is your
I mean,
quarterback after that.
okay, I'm just saying right now, like, you know, it's not a big deal right now. I'm just saying
All right,
it's
speaking
great
of
to see
Sam
them.
Darnold, man. Speaking of Sam Darnold, let's talk about the
He was
Vikings Packers.
cooking.
Man.
He was cooking.
I disagree, man. I really disagree that I think that the Vikings are frauds still, bro. I like you were up 27-10 and you made it a game. I'm sorry. You made it a game. 27-10. The Packers came back and could have won the game if they weren't stupid on that third down, man. Like, in my opinion, the Vikings are frauds. They really are. And I think the Packers are even more frauds because you're 0-5 against the top NFC teams, which you're gonna have to play in the playoffs. So, um,
I mean, they'll be
yeah,
two and five, 2-4.
no, I don't care. I don't count us. Like, I'm not talking about the division. I'm talking about 0-5 in the 0-5 in like Eagles, Vikings, Lions. You're 0-4, 0-5 against them.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh well,
Yeah, so
but
I just don't like. And guys, guys, real quick, guys, in the comments, guys, let us know. Do you guys think the Vikings should extend Sam Darnold, or should they get rid of him? Man, I really don't think that they should keep him. Man, like, no, no, get rid of him. Unless he wants to be the backup, bro. You drafted JJ McCarthy for a reason. JJ McCarthy is your guy. You draft him. You make him better. That's how it should work.
yeah.
But yeah, that's my opinion,
Anyways,
Dos. That's my opinion.
yeah, the Lions. Today was pretty fun. It was a close game for a bit. The pass turnout came in at the end, almost made it a game, but make Jake Moody, dude. Oh my god, he's definitely got to be the worst. Like he definitely got to be like the second worst kicker I've known. Like it's so bad. Like bro can't even kick normal field goal. He's literally Cody Parkey 2.0, like genuine Cody Parkey 2.0.
Wait,
And
guys. Let's talk about Purdy though. Let's talk about Purdy.
Purdy did pretty bad at the end, but he started the game pretty well. Like he made it a game. He almost
Like
took the
guys,
lead.
guys, he's gonna end the season off 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Mm.
With 3,800 yards. I mean, I guess he's gonna play the last game of the season, but I mean I'm just saying this, man, like the Niners are just like real quick, guys, like I want to talk about this actually real quick. Like Niners, like you guys, do they re-sign Brock Purdy?
No,
That's a big one too.
I don't think they do. I don't think
I think they had to
it's.
start the rebuild.
They probably will. Like, I don't think they'll start a full rebuild. I'll probably think it might be like a semi rebuild. Um, but it's like it's not good. It's not good. Um,
And guys, I think because like you can't go 6-11, man. And like I think with Purdy's, I get it. You got 200-300 yard games, but who cares, man? Like your season's over. Like you had 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions these last 3 games. Like this season, you just turned over the ball so much. Like you've had your moments, but I mean, it really proved this season. Like, could you win with your players not having all the Avengers? You didn't do that. Now, I think the Niners might re-sign him, but I just don't think it's the right decision, man. I really think they should go with someone else, but they probably will keep him. But I don't know. I don't know, man. The Niners are a weird team, but
yeah.
man,
Anyways,
they've not had the best season, man. The Super Bowl slump is just it's real for them. It's in their
yeah,
heart.
his injuries just kept taking away from him, like them. So kind of adds up at one point. At some point the bleeding has to stop, and kind of did. That was gonna do it for today's episode. I know it kind of went a little bit here and there, but we it was a crazy week
Yeah,
of
not bad.
football.
56 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, under an hour, so that's still pretty good. But thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Please make sure that you tune in every Tuesday and Thursday for new episodes on the podcast. Always remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you guys think about the episode, and your thoughts on stuff that we discussed today. And yeah, any final
Hey guys,
comments?
everybody have a happy New Year, man. That's all I gotta
Mm,
say because this is gonna be out on December 31st. I mean, it's already December
yeah,
31st, but have a happy New Year, man. Have a great New Year's Eve. 2025 will be a great year. It'll be a great year,
yeah.
man. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say,
Yeah,
man.
last episode of the pod before the new year. So that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.